heart of gold, but ready to fight. Standing tall, doing what's right. Shining truth like a firelight. Daddy's wisdom running deep taught me promises I gotta keep. Breaking chains, leaving pain behind. Calling out the crooked kind. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawn trooper rides again. Ain't no fear when I'm around. Justice stands on solid ground. One last chance to make it right, or face the reckoning tonight. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawn trooper rides again. In the dark, where shadows creep, truth rings out, it cuts so deep. Ain't no price to make me sell. Standing strong, I know too well. Oh, the truth cuts through the lies. No more secrets in disguise. Second chances, they wear thin. Spawn trooper rides again.
Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Warning: the following video contains strong language, which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for your attention. Yes, you heard it. For mature people. Oh, yes. Now, let me ask you guys a question. First of all, welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's go through the list, shall we? I'm lazy, so I'm going to go to the participants. I'm going to go Aussie Aries, Chris and the David Le Prince, Gail, Kay, and obviously myself, and anyone who I've missed. So, welcome to the stream. Now, I'm not someone who has a crystal ball and recognizes and sees everything and knows everything. No, never said that. But one thing I can do is I can see what's going on. Now, I want to remind you, Oh, Hazel Monty Engel, guten Abend. I want to remind you, maybe not, it's back. Hello. I want to remind you of something that was said the other day. So let me remind you very quickly about something, and I want you to listen very carefully. I need you to pay attention to exactly what's being said. And I'm using this for example of the reflection and I put it discrepancies in what's being said. We've got Fleecer, the flea, the walrus, crampon sitting on someone else's screen. I want you to listen to.
When somebody knows that you have money that's supposed to be going on their property, she seems to think that this money was given to her. And it wasn't. It was never sent in her name. It was never sent in John's name. It was never sent in Harley's name. Okay? It was sent for 3 different projects that I was working on. And 2 of them are completed. A third one is in the midst of being completed. Okay? But I can't control contractors. But I'm also not going to throw away money to people where it's going to cost a ton of more money when we don't even have enough money to complete, the most of the work.
Don't you find that very interesting what she just said? So, yes, but we'll talk about that live stream. Back to you, present Spawn Trooper. Well, thank you very much, past Spawn Trooper. I really appreciate that. Now, don't you find it interesting that, like, I called this a long time ago, that the basically the implosion of the anti-WTH ecosystem. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got people like this on both sides of the coin. Okay. And hopefully when someone gets their knickers in a twist, they'll start slipping up even more. Hi, Roy. Welcome. Hi, Arizona. And here's the thing. I've been calling this out since last year. Hi, Squid. I've been calling this out since last year. And, I'm not perfect. I'm not an all-seeing oracle, But one thing I have done, I've called it a lot. And the fact that all this is now imploding and is going wrong for the anti-WTH ecosystem, you've noticed that people are starting to separate themselves away from everyone. But at the same time, what Lisa's doing, hi Barb, what Lisa's doing, she's dragging other people back into this, like Mod Squad and Fluffy Yo and all these other people. And funny enough, all these people are moderators for the 2 crampons. Don't you find that strange? And the fact that these people, one of them lives in a fucking RV, so they can speak but from experience when it comes to living in an RV. However, one credit I have to give to that individual, her RV looks way, way cleaner than the ones that we've seen from Lynette Preston and John Cook. Now, obviously, I've invited someone on. I'm just waiting for them to get back to me, and hopefully, hopefully, one second. Hopefully, they'll turn up. Now, last night, someone put up 2 clips, and funny enough, it was in regards of them. Now, if people actually go and have a look, have a guess who's in there. The invisible Ed Warrior. Oh God, that guy's such a plank. Oh, I don't know. But one thing I find very interesting is that now they're looking for every and any excuse to distance themselves from Lynette, especially the crampons. Now, why would you do that? Why would you try to distance yourself from someone, especially when you've been handling the money that's been donated towards to that individual? Okay. Now we know we know for a fact a minimum of accumulated. Excuse me a second. 1 second. We know for a fact there's a minimum of $56,000 was in various different amounts was sent to Lisa for Lynette Preston. Specifically stated it was for the barnuminium. All right. So how much lumber have they bought? I mean, talking, you're looking at least a few tons worth of lumber. Okay, where's that lumber? We do know lumber was a pallet of lumber was delivered at one point because it was outside the barnuminium, and from from the horse's mouth. All right, that lumber was put into the barnuminium. So here's my question here: the fact that it's all, how can I put it? Doubts protest too much. Does that come to mind, ladies and gentlemen? And have you noticed that the doubts protest way too much? Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse, and then what gets me? Hi, Robert. Hi, Gail. What gets me is the amount of lying that's going on. I mean, she must either believe her own lies or she lives in some sort of fantasy world. Because with the amount of donations that were made, I mean, we've all saw over 4 to 5 months period that a lot of donations were made. Right, some were also, gift and go. Some were other. How can I put it? GoFundMe's and God knows what else. All right, so we're definitely looking over $100,000. Definitely. Now, obviously, a lot of people. I had this sort of discussion with someone who, no, I didn't fall. It doesn't matter who they were. They're not part of this. They've been observing. They've been watching my streams, and I had this somewhat discussion when typing, and we sort of like agreed to disagree because he turned around. Well, a lot of that money could have gone for different things. I went, yes, it could have. I mean, we've seen some of the shit they bought for that money. Oh, what was that then? Look at the fireworks. Yeah. Look at the booze. Yeah. Look at the Christmas decorations. Yeah. Look at those channel flags. Okay, good point. All right. Look at, I mean, all the money, okay, for those flags that they created for the channel. All right. Someone said to me they cost about $45 to $55 or $50 plus. So if you're looking at what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're looking at 5 channels. Yeah. That's $250. What can you get for $250? Well, you can get secondhand lighting fixtures. You can go to a flea market and find yourself a cooking hub. You can get lots of stuff for $250. All right. But don't you find it strange that even to this day, she's trying to distance herself from Lynette, that little triangle. Okay. If you look at it like a triangle, the top of the triangle, okay, is what they're called, the crampons. Okay. The bottom left is Lynette. The bottom right, okay, is the donations. It's basically all the donations are coming in. Right. However, instead of the donations going directly to Lynette, they went to the crampons. Now, what I found very interesting, very, very interesting, the contradictory comments that Lisa made. She said, well, if you want to donate, you could donate to Lynette's PayPal, you've got her information. Well, I find that quite interesting, actually. So if everyone who wanted to donate to Lynette Preston and you state that they have her information, why would they send in all the donations to you? Or was it because you were live all the time and people just came to your stream? I mean, you get quite a few people to come into your stream, and they're all like minions, followers, right? They're brain dead. So they'll go in there and just sit there and go, drool out the side of their mouth. So explain to me where all this money is, Lisa. Because at the end of the day, with the amount of money that's been donated, I mean, it's irrelevant now if it was donated or not. The fact of the matter is that you sat on your platform, and there's loads of people who will agree on this. You sat on your platform and you've grifted to such a point where only a few weeks ago you grifted for 4 new tires for someone so they could go to a funeral. Have they got anything to do with Lynette? Have they got anything to do? Why are you grifting for people? Why couldn't they put a GoFundMe up or Gift and Go? Or why couldn't they ask family or relatives or friends to help them out? Why did they come to you? Why is it that, like, at one point before and around Christmas, okay, you know, people were struggling, they didn't have laptops or new phones, and then suddenly everyone ended up with new phones and new laptops and new equipment, new this, new that. So how much of that money that was donated for Lynette Preston and for, well, all three of them, how much of that money has she actually received besides the money you say that you gave her, you know, for the new fence, which, by the way, is a lethal weapon now, because, like, you've got a 6-foot fence and then you've got a 2-foot wide metal sheets halfway up that fence, probably only secured with probably 1 inch or 2 inch screws. So when a storm comes through that, they're not just going to be in danger of getting hurt by some of these things flying around, but other people like neighbors or vehicles that drive past that property. Yeah. So explain that to me, Lisa. You seem to be doubts protest way too much. But you know what they say, don't you? I mean, it's fucking obvious what you guys are up to. You're trying to deflect people away from you so they can't figure you out. That's what you're trying to do. Now, anyone in this chat who disagrees with me, please speak up. Because you know I'm right. I've been right from day one for these people. Because that's the only way they can live, is by conning other people out of money. That's, yeah, exactly. I said it. You've conned people out of their money. The fact that you actually try to deflect when only me contacted you in regards of transparency, because he must have been listening to me, or someone must have said, oh yeah, you know, Spawn Trooper said this, because not one fucking dicky bird said a freaking word until I started saying we want to see transparency. No one. And then suddenly everyone is talking about transparency. And he came up and he asked for transparency for that money. And what did you do? You fobbed him off. You played deflection. You threw your teddy out of the pram. All right. Yes, at the end of the day, what he does with his money is entirely up to him. But here's the problem. You never refuse his donations, or you never refuse his super chats or his memberships, did you? Not once did you say, oh, I'm going to send the money back. I don't want money from you. And then when he went into Grapples and other people's streams, yeah, he's got a genuine, hi Cashy, hi Roy, hi Hose Picker, hi Kirby, he's got a genuine and good heart in his chest. Hi Melody, all right, and people will take advantage of that. And I've seen quite a few people in different streams go, hey, only me, contact me, send me an email and let's chat. Of course. They've seen the ability that people can try and get money out of him, and that's what they're going to do. All right? I've seen him go in other streams and support other platform, and you know, there's a difference. There's a big difference. These other platforms are not abusing or using. Right? They're very thankful for what he does. But the crampons or the fleas or the walruses, okay, all they've done is con people out of their money, because there hasn't been 1 ounce of transparency except anything physical we've seen. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many gift cards you got, because it's very easy to just make up fucking 20 different lines of numbers, because you have not shown receipts. You haven't shown factual proof, except the fact that we've got the fence. Yeah, we've got the fence. We bought all the stuff. Yeah. But the thing is, you were still asking for money for the fence, even after you received all the money for the fence. The fence was up and completed. You were still asking for money for the fence. And in fact, only a couple of months ago, you still had the Jolly Christmas thing on your ticker at the bottom of your stream. So you must be listening to my stream, because, like, the thing is, I brought it up. I didn't hear anyone else bring it up. And then suddenly that thing disappears off your ticker. Interesting. And let's be honest with you, I would never, ever ever send anyone money via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or anything. But that's my opinion. The only time I do it is if it's through Gift and Go or GoFundMe. That's the only time I donate. And yes, I have donated to a couple of people. So explain to everybody, Lisa, where the money is. Yeah, well, Squid, we're not talking about you. It's not about you tonight, yeah? It's not about you. I get what you're saying, but it's not about you. And I don't want people to think that I'm talking about, I'm talking about, look, stop. Right? It's not about anyone. Okay, let's not talk about it's right, because this is now getting out of hand. Right? It's not about Squid, it's not about me, it's not about Tug, Megan, or anyone else. It's about one individual. Okay, it's about one individual who has lied through her teeth. And you know what? And just for the record, for Squid to reach out to only me, it's admirable, to say the least. It is very admirable, because that is genuine. Because I know Squid, and I know that her heart's in. She wears her heart on her cuff, even though she tries to act like a look at me, I'm hard. No, right? And the thing is, the problem is, we expect one person to tell the truth. I mean, we're not even going to bother to approach Lynette. We're not even going to approach Lynette because that would be a waste of energy. We're definitely not going to talk to anyone, especially not Kersey, because we've seen the issues with that, haven't we? Now, is it just by pure coincidence that this Michelle Kersey could be related to him, or is that really his sister or wife or daughter or whatever? Because if it is, oh boy, yeah. But there you go. So I'm going to try and get hold of someone, and hopefully that individual will actually okay. And basically what I'm going to do, because I'm going to invite a couple of people on, and you're going to get a little segment where we can have sort of a dialogue. But I just find it very, very peculiar. And then the best part is you got this freaking absolute spazoid, right, who thinks he's clever. Now, let me tell you something right now, ladies and gentlemen. When someone, like, this is why a lot of people I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever seen all these people from different platforms live streaming themselves, and then suddenly they're getting swatted. Well, here's the thing, okay? I have now seen this idiot do this 3 times, and he's doing it deliberately. It's called indirect entrapment. What is indirect entrapment? Go and look it up. All right, because what he's doing, he is basically streaming, right, and then putting it up on his Facebook. There are people out there who probably watch this. There are thousands and thousands of people who watch these individuals, right? And the biggest issue is when he was on the stream one night, and he was in Hollywood, and he was walking down the road, he made absolutely sure you could see different stores, different places, like locations where he was doing that deliberately, because what he wanted to do, and this is his little backside plan, what he wants to do, right? He will go live, or he will do something like that. Suddenly someone will turn up, right? There will be an interaction, or something will happen, and then he'll turn around and said, see, that I blame Jeremy Hells for this. This is Jeremy Hells. He got these people to come and attack me. But what he doesn't realize is people are a little bit cleverer than him. Right? So let me make this absolutely crystal clear to everybody. And you hear me. If you are in the location of these idiots and they are live streaming, do not, and I repeat, do not under any circumstances go anywhere near them, because it is a entrapment. It is a trap. Do not, I repeat, do not contact them. Do not go near them. Do not say anything. Even if you are sitting in the same restaurant and the table opposite that person, Do not do anything. Continue having a nice day. Continue eating your food, and then step away and take your leave. Do not go anywhere near them or contact them, because that is what they try to do. It's entrapment. And it's not just with people on the what the hells. It's also people on the other side of the coin who are doing it as well. They are doing it deliberately to get the reaction. And then when they get that reaction, they play the victim. Okay, we've seen it across the board. So I say again, do not under any circumstances go anywhere near them, contact them, speak to them, or react to them. Okay? Simple. And then don't be dumb enough to come on to the this fake what the hell's group, or go on your platforms, go, I saw Mr. Magoo, he was right there, look, there's a picture. Right? Because the thing is, these idiots, they will use it against you, and they will use it against Jeremy, because they are looking for any other excuse to have a go at him. Hi Terry. Hi Kasha. Hi Philip. Does that make any sense to anybody? And the fact that he has put up 2 videos, okay, with detailed location, should be sending alarm bells across the board. These alarm bells should be so loud that it sounds like freaking an F4 tornado's coming towards it. That guy, and plus he doesn't he even wastes food. You know that there's people who are homeless and starving, and he just leaves food on his plate. Then again, with his size, I'm surprised he wasn't eating any salad. But hey, there you go. And I just find it very interesting. Now, I'm not here to, I'm not here to discredit anybody. I don't have to do that, because they can do that themselves. You know, I mean, I'm quite a laid back person until someone presses a button, and then it's game on. And I don't stop until I receive my resolve. Now, everything that you've seen so far, I mean, I can show you these people. I can tell you who they are. I can tell you what they like, what insecurities they've got, what they're trying to do, what their agenda is. It's very easy to tell you that. But one thing I can tell you right now, over the last, I say 5 months, 6 months, when they realize they've come across someone who they can't win, or they will never win the battle, they will never win that fight, they will back off, because they're cowards. And that goes across the board. If they know they can't win a fight, because the thing is with me, I use facts. I'll use facts. I'll use evidence and facts to prove them wrong. And I've done that multiple times. I mean, I've received threats, but that's fucking, I just laugh. Nick D, how you doing? I just laugh at these people. Hi, SMN. Hi, Gail. I just laugh at these people, because you know why? It's because I don't make threats. Actions speak louder than noise. Trust me. And when you see these people like sitting on platforms, making these threats, making legal threats. Now, there's a difference between making a physical threat or making a verbal threat. Now, if people are sitting on their platform and saying, I'd kick your fucking ass if you were in front of me, that's just hot air. That's not a threat. And anyone who turns around and goes, I feel like I'm in danger. Really? Yeah, obviously, mummy and daddy didn't fucking bring you up the right way. You need to stop. You need to get off mummy's nipple and stop sucking. But what they will do, they will entrap you on a legal standpoint, defamation, verbally. However, the thing is, it goes into this battle of words. It's basically, you guys over there, you've got your freedom of speech. We've got our freedom of expression, freedom of speech over here. Well, not for long, but the way it's carrying on with the freaking politics at the moment. But anyway, who cares? I'm still going to say what I want. The thing that you need to worry about, right, is that over in America, and I do apologize, guys. I get it. There's a lot of Americans in here. And I don't mean this with disrespect. I'm pointing out some of the faults over in America. Okay, it's very easy to accuse someone of defamation, slander, libel, but it's okay for you to do it. So it's okay for you to do it, but as soon as someone else does it or someone does it, and then it's not okay. And then you jump straight on this, I'm going to sue you both. And like I said last year, what should happen is everyone should get together as one collective and do a class action lawsuit against them all. Did that happen? No. Is that our problem? Absolutely not. Is that their choice? Absolutely. Is it their problem? Absolutely. And the thing is, like I said, if you were here when Mypretty and myself were talking, and we were going through the screenshots that I showed you about Lynette Preston, which made no sense. She has assets of 1.1 million. Really? The fact, how much? Really, this whole thing is so boring now. All I'm doing now is just looking for faults in people. I'm looking at their mistakes they're making, and boy, are people making mistakes on both sides of the coin. On both sides of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where you need to be careful. You can sit on people's platforms. You can sit in there. I've watched people comment, and look, I don't care what channel you go to. All I care about is if you come in here, you respect this platform, you respect the people in this platform, in chat, and you respect me. Okay? And that's all I ask. If you have a constructive discussion with someone in chat, right, unless the moderators tell you, hey guys, calm it down, stop, and you carry on, that's your doing, then the mods will deal with that. But if it's a constructive conversation, now we've had trolls come in here, we've had petty idiots come in here who are very uneducated and thinking that they're very clever. We've had paint chips come in here, we've had Root Loofman come in here. But here, the Loofman, he's a small child. Mentally, he's a very small child because of the way he behaves. Now, if he'd have came in here as Loofman, Richard Loofman, he's got multiple accounts on YouTube. So if he'd have came in here, right, me and him would have had a very, very interesting conversation because I would have blown him out of the water. Because, he thinks he's a tough man. He thinks he's hard. And Richard and Mr. Loofman, if you are watching and listening, go and check out Medieval MMA. Go and check it out. Go and do some research on that. And if you ever take midi court and you want to trial by, you want to trial by combat, I think you'll have quite a lot of fun with me. Or would that be the other way around? But anyway, we digress. Because actual fact, you do know that trial by combat is actually illegal now. You know that, don't you? Unless you're in some country where they don't care. We'll just have to fly there. Anyway, and then you got Mr. Skeletor. Hello, you guys. The guy. Actual fact, I'm going to start calling him Dobby. Dobby, yeah. Oh, Dobby's got a sock. Oh, Dobby, right. I really don't know what to say about these people. I have never ever come across. I've never come across individuals who make out to be educated individuals who spent part of their adulthood as representatives for people in a court. And looking at everything that's happened with, the greed. Because if you look at the bigger picture, every single person on the anti-what-the-hell's ecosystem, it's all been about one thing. It's been about one thing. Now you guys in chat, tell me what you think it's been. What do you think it's all been about? The major reason. Why do you think? What do you think's to be the major reason why? What do you think? What do you think the major factor for these guys is? I mean, like, has anyone actually done any background checks to make sure that to prove that Bruce Matskin and Tamara Matskin are actually in Armenia? Has anyone actually gone and had a look at the pictures they posted a couple of months ago or a month ago, and then looked at the pictures they posted on their holiday and actually gone and had a look? I mean, let's be honest, I mean, unless they've, instead of aging, they become younger, or unless they've had like some sort of plastic surgery or facelift, But hey, I don't care. I don't trust anything they say or do, right? Unless I can do. There you go. It's all about the money. Money. It's no. Mama Joe, yeah, hey Jeremy, but we're not talking about that one yet, darling. I'm talking about it's all about money. If you went from the beginning, but when it all started, and then when freaking Deuce Foreskin jumped on the bandwagon, and all these people started getting involved, and you wrote down every GoFundMe, every single grift, every single penny, and then come back to me, and I tell you one thing right now, it's definitely over $200,000. So in one aspect of all this, they have definitely made some money. And if it's not just in money, it's in practical, like jewelry, crystals. I mean, have you seen her stall in that flea market? It is full of jewelry. Do you think that she just went somewhere and bought all that? No. Do you think that she made all that? Absolutely not. Yeah. You have to, this is why I sort of stepped away from it, because it wasn't because there was nothing I could talk about because I didn't know what I was talking about. It was because I could see what was going on. It's very easy for a lot of people. I've had a ton load of people contact me for different reasons and stuff like that. When certain groups were attacking people and trying to lie through their teeth, and when they get proven wrong, they suddenly go quiet, or they double down on their bullshit, and then they get shot out of the water because oh God, don't remind me of the man sausage crystals. That was funny as hell. That oh yes, we did a walk through a forest and we found these crystals in the ground. Oh, look at that, it's midget penises. Wait, what? I mean, it's come to a point now where you all need to take a step back. All of you need to just look at this, and is it worth wasting your time? I would rather do all the research and do every single bit of research and send it to Travis and help him, okay, with all this BS that's going on down there. I mean, I've seen what's been going on. I've been watching. And like on live streams, I've sat out on the sidelines because I want to listen. I don't want to, sometimes I just don't want to interact with people, and I just want to listen to what people have got to say. And I think that town needs to unincorporate. I don't think that Mayor Zim is doing anything for the benefit of that town. If it's going to, I mean, after what Travis was saying about the next door neighbor and electricity and the permits and everything else, I just think that Travis just needs to go directly to the state or to the county and just ignore him. Right? If they turn around and say, well, you need to go to, no, absolutely not, because we already tried and this is what's happened, or someone needs to put a vote of no confidence in against him. Right. The only problem is if you then go for a vote of no confidence and you remove him from his position, the next person who will be back the next person who could theoretically take over would be Laura Mott. Then you're back at square one again. And also it would be worth finding out why, the vice mayor and everyone else quit. I think there's more to this to the picture than that we're seeing. I just think that what's going on with Travis is totally unjustified. I mean, what about everyone else? What about the hello, Sater? Hey, baby. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. What about Lynette Preston putting up that fence? Fine, they've put that fence up. But from what I've heard, a fence needs to be at least 1 to 2 foot away from any city ordinance power pole. That fence is right on top of it. Second, and also, that fence is now over 6 foot high. From what I've heard, I believe that a fence has to be a certain height. Any higher than that, you have to have a permit. And also something else. Is she actually legally allowed to live on that property? Yeah. I mean, hang on a minute. Hang on. I was sent something. Please hold. Let me have a look at this. Where did I see it? There. Right. Here's like in Florida, Section R 202 definitions: habitable space. A space in a building for living, sleeping, eating, or cooking. Bathrooms, toilet rooms, closets, halls, screen enclosures, sunroom categories, as defined at Section R 301-2-1-1-1, storage or utility space and similar areas are not considered habitable spaces. Chapter 3, Building Planning. Section R 304, Minimum Room Areas. R304-1 minimum area. Habitable room should have a floor area of not less than 70 square feet, 6.5 cubic meters. Example, exceptions, kitchen. R304-2 minimum dimensions. Habitable room shall not be less than 7 feet, right? 2,133 millimeters in any horizontal dimension. Oh, let's carry on. Example, kitchen. R304-3. Height effect on room area. Portions of a room with a sloping ceiling measuring less than 5 feet or third ceiling measured less than 7 feet from the finished floor to the finished ceiling shall not be considered as contributing to a minimum requirement habitable area for that room. All right. Section 305. Ceiling height. I could go on 306 sanitation. Let's have a look at sanitation, shall we? Section R 306 of where was it? The Florida Building Code Residential 8th edition. Okay, I mean obviously it's probably been updated, but right. Section 306 sanitation. Toilet facilities. Every dwelling unit shall be provided with a water closet, a lavatory, and a bathtub or shower. Oh yeah, I know about that. He done that last year, didn't he? That was one of the big arguments Russ and a couple of other people had. That's why him and Russ bumped heads, because if I can remember correctly, him and Russ were bumping heads because of that, if I can remember correctly, last year, if you can remember. So basically, Lynette Preston it has basically broken most of these submittable documents. Here we go. Section 107, submittable documents in general. Submittable documents consisting of construction documents, statements of special inspections, geotechnical report, and other data shall be submitted in 2 or more sets with each permit application. The construction documents shall be prepared by the registered design professionals where required by Chapter 471 Florida Statutes of Chapter 481 Florida Statutes where special conditions exist. The building officially is authorized to require Additional construction documents to be prepared by the registered design professional. And that's just a minimum. That's just a minimum building code for Florida. So yeah, so there's that. And there's a rumor, Kim. I didn't see that, by the way. I just saw your someone just reminded me of. I missed your comment. Did you see the post where they were saying LP should turn over to Lisa, or as someone could take care of her? If you got proof of that, and you've got a screenshot of that actually being said or being typed, that'll be very interesting. That just shows how far this has gone. Kasha, you talking about, excuse me a sec. Are you talking about the property they're on right now, or you talking about the property at the top of the road? So when you turn onto that road and you drive past 2.0, then you go down, you drive past the original Tube Town and their property, and you go all the way down, right? The road bends to the left, and then to the right, right, there's a property there. That's a separate property. And I've been trying to find out why when you do put the information in for that property, why it goes there and it doesn't go down to that bit, because that property is a complete different plot. Are you Squid? Have a good night, everyone. I'm having an attitude problem tonight, so before I get sent to the back. No, you don't have an attitude problem, darling. You can stay. Just say, what do you mean you got an attitude problem? You okay, Squid? You can hang out, Sometimes we all have bad days, and you know that you don't have to leave just because of that. Excuse me. Yeah, I just sent you a message, by the way. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things going on that don't make any sense. A lot of things, because like everything that the crampons are doing, they have from day one, all they wanted to do is disrupt this court case, and they just wanted to cause as much. Yeah, they want to cause as much issues as they possibly can. Squid. No. I mean, no. If you got an attitude problem, you're staying here, because like Squid with an attitude problem, it makes it a lot of fun, because I know I'm going to get it in the neck. Right. Now, excuse me if I'm distracted watching the Dallas Cowboys in LA. Right. Well, you're just going to distract everyone now, aren't you, Eric? Here's one thing I want to ask, right? And I want you to address it. I want you to at me, at Spawn Trooper, and I want you to give me your opinion. How long do you think it's going to take before either Lisa is arrested, or Lynette and Lisa will be arrested for possible online fraud? Oh, wait. Oh, snap. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. American for 6 weeks, 12 months at least, 1 year, 6 months. Yeah, Squid. That's one who really knows with this legal system we have. That is true. SMN and Squid. I mean, even though even though the crampons have been an absolute fucking pain in the ass and lied through their teeth and conned everyone, there are certain things that they have said that hit the nail on the head. However, they've made their bed. Let them lay in it, because as far as I am concerned, all right, I think the book should be thrown at all of them, and I think they should spend at least a few months in jail for what they've done. They have, I mean, like Lisa saw an opening and she took it. And look at all the money. Where is all the money gone? You can't tell me that every single penny of all this money is gone. They've been grifting from day one. They haven't stopped grifting, actually. And the fact of the matter is, all right, look, I know that the memberships, yeah, you can disregard them. And part of the super chats, people will give super chats and they can put a comment in there. And if it says, "Oh, this is for towards the Christmas thing," or "This is towards this is towards that," that is legally stating that it is a donation. Just because they don't put the word donation in it, if they say this is for that, there makes it a donation. If unless they say it verbatim, this is a tip, this is for you to get a coffee. That's different. Yeah, it's I mean, at the end of the day, on both sides, you've got people on both sides who are doing nothing but causing damage. And if you don't know what you're on about, or you don't see what's going on, because I've seen a lot of shit that proves what I've said correct, and I've been proven correct. I don't just sit on here and flap my gums and hi Snowflower, my darling, right? And I don't sit on here just for the sake of it. If I talk about something, then I'm talking about exactly what I'm seeing. And there's a lot of people go, "Oh no, you don't. No, you don't." Really? You want to hear it again? Here we go. For those people who missed it, I recorded this the other day. I need you to pay attention to exactly what's being said. And I'm using this for example of the deflection and I put it discrepancies in what's being said. We've got. Hang on a minute. I've just noticed something. It's like it sounds really low on there. Let me just check something here. What is going on here? Oh, I know why. I know why. I know why. Right, I know why. There you go. All right, let's try this one again, shall we? Let me try that one again. Let's go. I need you to pay attention to exactly what's being said. And I'm using this for example of the deflection and I put it discrepancies in what's being said. We've got Fleecer, the flea, the walrus, crampon sitting on someone else's screen. I want you to listen to
when somebody knows that you have money that's supposed to be going on their property, she seems to think that this money was given to her. And it wasn't. It was never sent in her name. It was never sent in John's name. It was never sent in Harley's name. Okay? It was sent for 3 different projects that I was working on. And 2 of them are completed. A third one is in the midst of being completed. Okay? But I can't control contractors. But I'm also not going to throw away money to people where it's going to cost a ton of more money when we don't even have enough money to complete, the most of the work.
Do you know, I just noticed something. Hang on a minute. Let me go back.
When somebody knows you have money that's supposed to be going on their property, she seems to think that this money was given to her. And it wasn't. It was never sent to her name. It was never sent in John's name. It was never sent in Harley's name. Okay? It was sent for 3 different projects that I was working on. And 2 of them are completed. A third one is in the midst of being completed. Okay? But
oh, hang on a second. 2 of them have been completed. 1 is in the process of being completed. Oh, methinks there is something afoot. Oh dear. So this is where the problem starts with the crampons. They say this shit. Now, if hypothetically speaking, right, I was at Cash's house or Robert's house, or I was at SMN's house, or right, Jackie, hi, how you doing? Hi, Jackie, welcome. Or at Squid's house, right? And Mr. Squid and I, okay, we were doing a job, right? And we were doing like a patio at the back, right? We were building a platform, right? So you got, 4x4s, you got everything, and we're putting that together. I would be expecting, hi Daniel, I would be expecting, hi Cynthia, I would be, oh my God, yeah, I would be expecting Squid or Mama Squid or Papa Squid or someone to come out and, take pictures and stuff like that. But Robert just hit the nail on it. But the thing is, we'd make sure that we got all the permits and everything else. But there would be pictures, and obviously we'd have all the receipts in one place there for all the materials and everything else. And here's the thing: if I am helping Papa Squid or Daddy Squid building a decking, okay, because I'm a friend of the family. Right, I'm not being paid, so therefore you're saving labor. You're not paying for labor. Okay, now here comes, and obviously there would be transparency, so you would have proof, correct? Yes or no? Yeah. Now, this is where the crampons are fucked up. Pardon my French, they've messed up because they have shown no evidence whatsoever. Okay, about any of the projects they've done. Yeah, the fence, fine. That's irrelevant now. That should have been put up in November. They had the money in October, so that should have been put up anyway, right? But there's no receipts, no pictures. And let's put it this way: if you've got friends and you've asked your friends, okay, to build stuff, have you noticed there's not a word about the permits? That, like, I know that Lisa said, oh yeah, we went to the county, and that concerned me a little bit, because the thing is, if you're not a relative or anything else, or you're not a legal representative of Lynette Preston, right, even though you've got permission, I mean, your laws over there must be so slack that anyone can walk into the county and say, yeah, I'm here on behalf of so-and-so and so-and-so. So you're telling me that you were not the PR team. You did not speak for Lynette Preston for all this crap. But here you are going to the county office about the permits. Anyone anyone else see it? Or is it just me I'm seeing it? Like all this time you're going, oh, we're not, no, we're not, we've got nothing to do with them. We're not their PR team. We're not this, we're not that. Blah, 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 all that crap. And here you are, interestingly enough, stated yourself, your own words, that you went to the county for her, on her behalf. So, explain to me where all the money is. Explain to me. Good night, Robert. Have a good one, mate. Explain to me. I mean, this just proves Fucking hell. My dragon was a goldfish. Oh my god. Don't worry. It'll be alright tomorrow morning. But seriously, you see the connection here, guys? Do you see the connection? Or is it just me seeing it? I mean, seriously, is it? Am I the only one seeing a connection here that like there's contradiction in going on? Like, oh, we're not the PR team. Well, we don't represent. We don't speak for the. We don't do this. We don't do that. And here they are going to the county about permits. Figure that one out. Figure that one out. And if anyone can fucking sit here right now and turn around to me and say, "Oh no, yeah," like someone who actually knows anything about rights of I mean, don't you have to be a legal representative or have legal some sort of legal rights if you go into any governmental office? Don't you have to have some sort of right? Don't forget, paid back tax on their property and later admitted the money came from the donation key. Well, there you go. There's that. So you see, this is the problem, right? Too little, too late. Like Lisa can sit on her platform and flap her gums as much as she wants, but it's too little, too late. Even if they turn around and say, right, okay, this is how much money we had. This is where all the money went. Here are the receipts. Here's the proof. Too late. Multiple people want their donations back. Only me definitely wants his donations back. I mean, if it had been me, I'd have went straight to the National Crime Agency. I would have reported it for online fraud. Because that's the way it's going. Because you're not showing any proof. So therefore, I've been defrauded of money. But then again, sometimes this even happens with big charities as well. She paid that online. I blame old age. I think like older joints. If you served in the military, your joints fucking disintegrate way quicker than normal. I wonder if someone has got home yet, or is it? I just sent someone a message. Are you crawling home, or are you being held against your will? I mean, ooh. Oh. Wait a minute. When was it? I'm sorry. I just been sent something. That can't be real. That can't be real. Oh my God. I need to pass these on. Oh, wait a minute. I need to find out if I'm allowed to pass these on. Stop typing. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. I just need to figure out where the date is for this because this looks recent. This looks recent. Sorry about this, guys. I've just been sent something. Let me see if I can. Okay, when was this date? When was this dated? There's no date on it. Do you know how much their property is worth? They bought it for $22,500, and the value of that land is $29,266. Wow! And you're not going to believe this. It is public. It is public information. Just so you know, they've applied an application for catastrophic event tax refund. They've applied for that. No shit. And it's current. So wait a minute. Evaluation. 25 preliminary value summary. Extra features of value 23,000. Market land value 29,266. AG land value 29. That's the same. All right. Just market value 52,000. Assessed value 39,000. Exempt value 25,000. Taxable value 14,000. Saver home benefit 13,000. Previous year value $49,068. And their exemptions is 19,500. What the fuck is going on here? This is sale date 2019 5,000, 2019 100, 2018 4,700. I don't even sales. What's that all about? 1990 3,000. This is absolute. I mean, you guys need to sort this shit out over there. By the looks of it, I think you can do whatever you like and get away with it by the looks of it. No, there's a public records statement that Lynette Preston and Dunkirk have made an application for catastrophic event tax refund. I can't show you because there's quite a lot of information on there, and it's I just received these, so yeah. Remember, I just received these myself, so I don't have to, I'm not going to spend time. Well, in actual fact, well, I couldn't I? But I don't know what to. Oh, yes, I can. Let me go like that. And then I'll go like that. Wait a minute. How can that be Bronson? Huh? I thought it was Otter Creek. Okay, that's a bit different. So I'm going to leave that in there. Yeah, I'm just gonna redact that. I'm gonna redact that. I'm gonna redact that. Okay, I'm gonna save that. And I'll show you. All right, that one. Then I'm going to take this. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. Actual fact, do you know what? While I do this, why don't I do this? Why don't I do this for you? Why don't I do... 1 second. Why don't I do this? Why don't I just do this for you?
This one's going straight from our hearts to the boots of the Valley Knight Spawn Trooper, baby. You've got these crampons skanking in love.
This one's going straight from our hearts to the boots of the Valley Knight. Spawn Trooper, baby, you've got a skanking in love. He's got boots full of rhythm and a stare like tea, trooping through the hills humming harmony. He don't say much, but he speaks in bass, and we melt like butter when he looks our way. He swapped his shield for a velvet beat, daffodils tucked where the skanking meets. Oh, trooper, trooper, we see you glide, got us floating in lace through the countryside. We love you, Spawn Trooper, slow like honey, sweet like rain. We love you, Spawn Trooper,
Slipping through our window pane.
we love you, Spawn Trooper,
Like a lemon on a lazy breeze.
you make our hearts go loopy
With your reggae melodies. There's a tambourine moon in your knapsack, boy, and your dubplate dreams feel like lemon joy. You skank on clouds, we follow slow. You're a rhyme in boots, you steal the show.
We'd write your name on a biscuit tin, crochet your face on a jacket pin. We'd kiss your shadow if it walked our way. Spawn Trooper, you make rainy days okay. We love you, Spawn Trooper,
Soft like fog and daffodil dew.
we love you, Spawn Trooper,
We'd skank all day just dreaming of you.
we love you, Spawn Trooper.
Socks on the line, beats in our teeth.
We are the crampon, sweet and slow.
And we love you so eternally. They call him Spawn Trooper.
They call him Spawn Trooper.
They call him Spawn Trooper.
We are the crampons.
They call him Spawn Trooper.
Yeah, hang on a minute, guys. I'm still... hello, Mypretty. How are you?
Hello. What y'all talking about? Who y'all talking about?
We're talking about everything. I just wanted to get your opinion about everything that's been going on, and in regards to the fact that now suddenly all these small platforms are suddenly appearing, like Mod Squad and Fluffy-O and all these other people who sort of like leeched or attached themselves like leeches to Lisa. So, and also the information I sent you that we're about to have a look at. So, just bear with me a second, guys. I'm just going to get these so we can get this all sorted. So that's the first one.
Hey, Tasha, how you doing?
That's the third one. What's in this one? Oh, do you want to see something really funny?
Yeah, you been digging?
Look, it's Mr. Magoo. Duh, fucking idiot.
Look, I'm sorry. I ain't never been that hard up. Not even drunk.
Right, so
Tequila in the world.
okay. 1 second, my beautiful queen is going to bed. Yeah, anyway, right. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing this. Right. Maybe, just maybe, someone can explain all this. Right. Everything that I think that I need to redact, I've redacted. It is public knowledge. So someone explain this.
Can you bring it up bigger for him?
Oh yeah. So you're telling me that Lynette Preston and John Cook have made an application, right? Have made an application for, as you can see, there's the names. And look, she's using Preston Lynette. Why is it? I thought it was Michelle. I thought it was Michelle. And look at all this.
I'm reading it now. I'm looking at that now.
But do you want to see something very interesting?
I'm still stuck on the just married value.
Yeah, I mean, but it gets better. Check this out. Look at the values of the property. Look at the value. How that property jumped from $5,000 to $22,500. That's how much they pay for that land, that 1.6.
In 2 years? Good God.
Now that $100, I don't know if that was a typo or anything, but
I think
yeah.
that was the interfamiliar deed transfer. It was somebody in the family, like sold it to somebody in the family, and they had to do it for a certain amount. You have to be at least a certain amount of money. I think that's what that was. It was from one family member to another family member.
Right, but here's the question though: how the hell can it go in 2 years? How the hell in 2 years can it go from, make a $15,000 increase over 2 years? How?
That's insane.
I mean, like obviously this is all public record. Oops. I mean, as you can see, it is public record. I've just done that, so people need to do their own work. I don't know what the hell, code descriptions, storage. I mean, this is very interesting. A residential site, imp 1, units 1, storage. That doesn't make any sense. But here, the land, vacated lands, 1.66 acres. All right, 20. That's how much it's valued right now. That's how much it's worth right now. And they want what? What do they want for that property?
That's for Lynette's property?
Yeah.
They're not selling it that I know of.
I mean that there just tells that. I mean, oh my, this is hurting my fucking brain now. Jesus Christ!
And that is a considerable jump, though. I mean, that's huge.
I mean, in 2 years, 2 years, and I would like to thank Amogo for noticing that. By the way, 2 years. I mean, from 2019. So basically, um, considering that it was overgrown and everything else, because we've seen the evidence, we've seen the videos, and where Jeremy helped them unbeknown to him. It wasn't even their property then, right? Y- 15 grand. The real estate agent who sold that property to them must have seen them coming from miles away. They went, "Oh, here we go. We got two mugs coming. Yep, we'll get some more money out of these guys." And
Yeah, and it
him,
was trespassing for Jeremy because it'd be one thing if you just invited him to come look at the property, but you were actually physically making alterations to the property
yeah,
by moving that tree. At that point, that's what made him liable. The landowner could have come back and said, "Hey, I didn't want that tree moved."
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, hey, I mean, thank God it didn't, but it could have. That's the potential that was there.
yeah. Luckily he didn't. I mean, it was probably his. He was lucky that day. But
Mhm.
the thing is, you've got the basically the implosion going on with the anti what the hell's ecosystem. That didn't last long, did it? Yeah. Do you know it's really the conversations that you have had with me, that we've had privately, the conversations that Squid and Amago, we've all had private conversations, and and Eric and that. I have been calling this for a long time, and not just me. You guys have brought it up in conversation as well, that this wouldn't last long. And isn't it strange? Don't you feel weird that what we've been saying is actually happening?
I actually, I don't know how Lynette's feeling that what we've actually said is actually happening because they all said we were crazy. This wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to. There was no way that was going to happen. And sure enough, it sure has. Lisa's turned against Lynette, and Lynette and John are about done with Lisa. So
Yeah. And also, I received a comment, and I'm going to read this out. Depending on when that catastrophic event tax refund application was filled out, Hurricane Helena made landfall right there. So it might be a loophole, and it's only an application. So we need to remember that. So thank you very much for the person who's sent me this message. And the person is obviously saying, so playing devil's advocate, it might be an apply and see what you can get situation. So I totally agree on that. And it's little things like that I do sometimes miss. So thanks very much for pointing that out, by the way. Um, but again, it's the fact that they're doing it. When did that hurricane happen? Beginning last year? Was it last year, or was it this
yeah,
year?
I think it was last year. I think it was
Last year.
last year in September, almost a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So they've waited until now. So 9 months after the fact. So why didn't they do it straight away?
I mean, wouldn't their insurance have covered that camper getting it fixed if it got a leak due to hurricane damage?
You'd think so if it was insured.
Right, if it was insured.
Yeah. Hi, Freckled Ginger. Hi, hello, sweetheart. But here's another thing you need to think. Don't forget the RV that was there, not the camper, but the RV and camper around the time, because both the RV and the camper were there at the time.
Right,
The RV belonged to Lloyd,
right.
all right? So, oh, right. So, okay, right, there you go. That message was from Squid. Oh, wait a minute. Sworn, I hope not, as long as the court cases are taken. Well, we'll see what happens. October, there you go. You guys, you need to put a little bit more context to one word sentences, because October, what is that, when you realized that you were 2 inches taller? No, I'm not joking. Um, but I find it quite strange that, have you noticed that Lisa didn't mention one word about this?
Mm-mm.
So this is being dropped now. So someone has given them info or helping them. And the fact that, like, Trouble in Paradise, this was expected. But I'm looking forward to the day when there's a knock on their door and they're looking through their CCTV and you've got about a dozen officers standing outside the house going, right, open up.
That would be amazing.
It'd be fantastic. I mean,
it ain't right what's happening. That's just my opinion. It's not right what's happening.
Yeah, but have you noticed the change in the people they've got on their platform now?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, isn't it? It's strange that 1 minute she's a legal expert and she's got all these lawyers and wannabe lawyers and train and freaking ambulance chasers. Now suddenly, where's Jabba the Hoot? I haven't seen him for a while. But Bone Crusher, he's now throwing everyone. He's like playing a game.
And you ain't seen Vomit because she ain't gonna put him back on because of what he said about Leslie.
Yep.
He told the truth, and they don't like that too much.
Well, it's going to come full circle. And Freckled, thank you so much. I know where you live. Don't you dare. What was going to? I'm looking at it like this, and I'm going to say this proudly. Told you so.
Oh yeah.
Told you so. And then all these
people, for that matter, we warned Lisa ahead of time what was going to happen.
Oh yeah, of course.
Warned Lynette what was going to happen, and Lynette's seeing it now. And she thinks having Jeremy on her behind is bad. She ain't seen nothing yet.
No, and here's the thing: the more, oh my God, the more you protest and the more you talk. I mean, this is exactly the reason why I've been saying, keep going. Like the more you say, the more you put yourself in the situation, and they even not listening, they don't care, or they think they are untouchable by law. They think that this whole being served and everything else is a joke.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's more that because they've been told that by certain people, and I think that they have started to believe that, and that's a fool's game that they're playing. Very much a fool's game.
I mean, look at Mr. Magoo, the old fucking chubnuts, the old cheeky beat. Right, he's standing outside. He makes a video, right, standing outside Saragossa court. Yeah, and says, "Oh, I'm here." All right. So why did he run away on the last time they were going to serve him?
All right. Why not just go ahead and accept service? You're there. Go and take it.
Yeah, I mean, if you this is another thing, right? You give it the big. You got. I mean, there's a lot of people we know who like to talk big talk, and they can't prove it. Two, they can't. Back it up with evidence or facts or proof. And here you are standing outside the courthouse, right, flapping your gums, giving it large, basically looking like you've escaped some cartoon, right? And then you're sitting in a restaurant, okay, again, sitting there flapping your gums, loud enough for other people on other tables to hear what you're saying, right? And richly telling people exactly where you are. Talk about trying to entrap people.
Oh yeah, if he doesn't want a lawsuit. If he wanted a lawsuit, you would say, "I accept service. I'm done."
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. I mean, I was thinking the other night, and I do apologize to the ladies now, but the guys will understand what I'm talking about. I mean, probably the last time he saw his man sausage was many, many years ago. And the only way he found out that he actually still had a man sausage between his legs, when his boyfriend in jail actually helped him out one night, or when someone actually takes a picture of it. Because let's be honest with you, right? If he was such a tough nut, yeah, he would be sitting there going, right, I would be phoning up Randy Socket, and I'll go, right, I am here. I'll wait. I'm going to be here all day. All right, let me know where the person who serves the document, the subpoena or whatever it is, and then I'll go and meet up with them. I'll sign it. You can take a picture. You can have an autograph, and that's it.
That's exactly what I do. Be like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
If you're so sure of yourself, then you've got no fear of the court system.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's done it. Swamp Lizard, Robert Kersey's done it, and he is in oh fucking hell. He's in a bit of a shit pit because Michelle Kersey, is that his sister, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend? What
That's his wife. That's his wife.
Oh, so
She's the clerk and works at the sheriff's department, and she's the one that sends out public records. The ones
well,
Lisa got, but Jeremy didn't get.
1 second. Well, someone's in trouble because, yes, I have seen Jeremy's video, and I have seen the document where it was completed. It was someone is in a lot of trouble.
It would appear just that fact. You know, public records, and I see this a lot in First Amendment auditing videos and stuff. People don't understand the importance of public records and why they can land you and land your town and everything sued so fast, because that's one of the cornerstones of our Constitution here is the ability to see what happens behind closed doors in our government.
Mm.
So a public record, not handing over a public record when you've been required to do so, is actually, it's a crime. It's a misdemeanor, and you can get in trouble for it. Whether or not you do, that's one thing. But the potential is there, and I'm not going to do anything that's going to potentially get me put in jail. That's stupid. But some of these people just don't think like that. They just don't think that way at all, Spawn.
Do you know? It would be funny. I could just imagine, and this is just hypothetical, ladies and gentlemen. This is me not making any, not making any hints or anything else. It's just me making a humorous hypothetical question thing. Can you imagine if I was over there, right, and he turned around and he challenged me for, trial by combat? Do you know how quick I'd be in my armor?
Absolutely.
I'd be going, Judge, hold, stand by, and I'd be going, and I'd walk in full armor, right? Because there is medieval MMA, which they do use various different types of weapons, obviously, and I would be there quicker than he could talk. He could say his own name.
He's something, I tell you. He is just something else. And I don't understand all the people over there, because, I will say some of the people that do support like that, they're decent people. They just believe what they've been told. And I can't believe some of these decent people upholding what this man has done. I don't think anybody has looked into him and knows exactly what he was convicted of. Not charged with, admitted his guilt and was found guilty.
That's a bloody good idea. I need to contact Travis. Do you know what? I would actually train for a couple of months, and then I would fly over and I say, "Hey, Travis, can we use Tubetown Ring?" And if he goes, "Yep," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." Oh, I've got a list.
You just want a little piece. You don't want a big piece. You just want a little piece.
Yeah, I want the whole fucking cake. You talk about little piece, fuck that. I want the whole cake.
I'm not coming all that way for nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. And people oh yeah, can you imagine Squid and me tag teaming? That'd be hilarious.
Squid can hurt you.
No, us as tag team. So you're like,
oh Lord, yeah, no, because I believe Squid can hold her own. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, on the back of the armor you would go Navy and then Army, and then next to that it's like, oh shit. Oh God, that'd be that. I tell you one thing, you made that pay-per-view and we live streamed it on our channels. Squid, me and you'll be millionaires overnight.
Heck yeah. I'll do the MC and I'll do the calling. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages.
and then you got me walking in and the Squid by me going, whack, 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 whack.
I can see you coming down now in your sequin jacket.
Oh shit! I'm actually quite scared to send fucking Squid a link right now. Oh
I don't know.
shit!
I believe she might could take you.
Oh shit! Do you know? Do you know what the first thing I would do? Right, if I did, if I actually came over there, I obviously there were certain places I would stop myself from going. But if I came over there, first I'd go and visit a couple of friends of mine in Texas, in Houston, spend a couple of weeks there, and then I would say, right, okay, Mypretty, Squid, and everyone else, Amogo, fucking everyone I know, right? Robert, Kasha, and everything, like everyone I've met so far through all this YouTube thing. I'll say, right, we are meeting. We are meeting in Chiefland, and then we're gonna get and then we're gonna get on go-karts and we're gonna race down to Otter Creek and cause a fucking nightmare and then hide in Tube Town.
He'd be like, instead of trying to find the Yeti, everybody look for Spawn. Where is he at?
No, it'll be like the fucking wacky races. No, but see, on a serious note, if I came over there, the first 2 weeks I'd spend with friends, and then I'd come down, and then we'd have one big ass barbecue, like go and put a cow on a fucking barbecue, and just it'd be a proper like feast.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Now, we could rent the condos right there and have a beach party.
Yeah, and then go scared of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So wake up with everyone standing around me going, "What's happened? Have I died?" No. Welcome to Florida.
Exactly. I was warned about this place.
Oh, I tell you one thing though, I would richly go to a fucking building store and get everything for Travis and richly help him, because there's so much shit that I want to do that he's not doing.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh,
Poor little fella. It seems like they're trying to tie his hands every time he turns around.
What I tell you one thing, what they're doing there is wrong. I mean, I think this is Zim. He's trying to, now that he's in that position, because obviously, like, we already know he's bought a lot of property around it. But the fact that Zim is trying to throw the spanner in the works for Travis, and not just for Travis, but the next door neighbor who has got nothing to do with any of this, and the fact that, he put this in last year, so he's been waiting for his electricity for quite a while. And the fact that Travis mentioned something that this guy had to buy a power generator, a battery generator. Hi, David. I think that, like, anyone in that area, try to find someone who's got like some sort of like AC/DC generator that can be hooked up to a house that can help with the power, so the guy can actually put his AC on, especially in the summer. But fucking these guys, I tell you, the crampons, and it's all falling apart for them. And look what's happening; they're all running like little cockroaches.
It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. They flipped on Lynette so fast it can make your head spin. I mean, they flipped fast on her.
I mean, in a way, I can look. Let's not forget that Lynette Preston is a human being, right? But I think she's been taken advantage of. But that's her own doing. Right. She's a grifter anyway. She's a scrounger anyway.
She's reaping what she sowed.
Yeah, but the way it's going, it's like, I think she's been ripped off. But then again, at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. That's not me accusing or alleging. I'm just saying that I think that she's been ripped off. Well,
I think she's being ripped off. I think she's being ripped off big time. And I think that the two of them in cahoots was not a good match at all. Not a good match. And you're going to have some that's going to pull for Lynette regardless, some that's going to pull for Lisa regardless, and it's going to tear her basically down the middle on some things. And it's not going to be a good picture for either one of them. It's coming. It's coming.
Do you know when I knew that something was going? You know when I knew that this was going to end up badly?
When did you know? I knew like 2 years.
It
When I
was
first started watching this show.
it was just after Christmas.
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
I started noticing, because like she started becoming very sort of like skittish about the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 second, let me just do something.
Thank you, love.
So what one thing I am going to ask is this: why did it take so long for all this to fall apart?
Because
Is
when
it
people were we've been spouting facts. We've been throwing it in their face. You can't dispute it. That's just like Lynette's latest post on her YouTube, where she's seen where Lisa's been selling these T-shirts under Harley Grace's name with an AI child, but it's in her likeness, and she's been selling these shirts. And Lynette allegedly appears, that she didn't know all that was happening. We've been telling everybody it's been happening, but people don't believe us. They haven't been looking. They haven't been
well,
searching.
I mean, I mean, besides me thinking that you are somewhere in the Amazon jungle because I can hear fucking birds. Um,
It's my dog because Steve has just walked in with dinner, and she
oh
knows
right.
I'm home.
Oh okay. Good. For a second, I thought, fucking hell, are you in Amazon jungle? No. What I found quite interesting is um, I've totally derailed myself. I've totally fucking forgot what I was going to say. The fact that I mean, this is what I found quite strange because it was only a few months ago I noticed that she still had on the ticker, the scrolling ticker on the bottom. She still had that
Right?
a holly
Yes.
jolly Christmas thing, and it was really surreal because I brought it up and then it disappeared. So I know for a fact they definitely listen to our streams. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, but
Oh yeah.
but the thing is that she's still grifting this. One look. You may not agree with my opinion about this whole thing. You may not agree with some of the stuff I say about this topic, and that goes across the board for both sides.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one thing you have to I think that we can come to terms and agree with is that like someone is using someone else to get money out of other people. Why do you still sit there and why do you still support this financially, all right? When you know that money is not going where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. That child's worse off today than she was when Lisa started this.
Yes, absolutely.
That baby is worse off today
Absolutely,
than she was when
absolutely.
it started.
Um,
Yes, the
because
money
now,
has
because now they're all in the shed.
yeah. And the money that was sent in, Lisa keeps trying to say that it's not. It wasn't for the permit. It wasn't for this. Yes, it was. It was for the building.
Yep.
It was to make sure that building got built. And what should have happened is, if you were going to take it on and you accepted the challenge of taking it on, you
hmm
you you embraced it gung ho. So don't sit back and call pity pot now, because you did it.
Mm.
But if you were going to do that, then you should have been in tune with when the things expired. You should have been handling all of that. And that from what I'm getting from Lynette, that's what she thought, is that Lisa was handling everything. Lisa took over everything.
hmm because that's one thing people are not bringing up is the fact that Lisa was in full control of what was going on for
Yes.
quite a period, and then now suddenly she's throwing Lynette under the bus. She's throwing God knows who else under the bus. Everything is falling apart, and suddenly you got these. And look, I don't know these ladies, and I know for a fact there's a Brit amongst it. Some bald guy who's probably quite lonely, and he's got his little cat on his lap while he's on screen. That's a bit interesting as well. A very interesting camera angle there. Um, yeah, absolutely, dog. But one thing I can't understand is why the hell are these people getting involved in this? All you're doing is making yourself a target. If okay, let me rephrase that. Not a target, but you're putting yourself into public view and
Right.
public opinion. And what's the worst thing about the internet?
It's forever.
Yeah, and it's also public opinion as well.
Right. Yeah. When you put yourself out there, you're saying, "Hey, this is my life. Look at it. Give me your opinion."
Yeah, and the fact that you've got you've got some of these people who, like, the last grift that they did for these wheels, sorry, for the tires, that was the thing that killed the camel's back for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was different.
That was the stick that broke the camel's back for me, because there was no way that you had to do that. If you're going to a funeral, then you already know that you're going to a funeral, so therefore you should have pre-planned. And look, my condolences for whoever passed away, and my condolences to them for losing a friend or a family member. But the fact that you got a grift for 4 new tires, yeah, I'm sorry, that's just fucking despicable.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are hanging around because they want to be the next one that she champions. They want to be the next one she champions because I'll do the money. Hey, look, I can't hang along too long tonight. I just sent you a message. He just got home with my dinner, so it just walked in the door.
Look, if you need to go and eat, I appreciate it, but I will never forgive you. I hope that your food that I just can't forgive you on that one.
Hey, look, it's real pizza, like from a real Italian place pizza. It's the good stuff.
Oh God, don't say that. We'll probably might have native pride sitting on the outside going, "Hey, che cazzo, my man. I want my Italian blood is boiling."
All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I'll talk to you later.
All right, you take care. Thanks
All right,
for
bye,
coming.
darling. All right,
Bye
bye.
bye. 1 second there. Yeah, exactly. Mypretty doesn't need food. All she needs is Duracell back. No, wait. Shit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that was Mypretty. So thanks very much for coming on, Mypretty. I just asked someone else to come on, but she's blow drying her hair, and I don't think that'll be fair on anybody. But, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I get some white noise with ASMR going. You know what I mean? But what else did I put up there? Oh yeah, there you go. I was going to do a night cocktail. But no, we're going to go straight to the Q&A time, because I think it's time that we start rolling it back now. I hope that you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope that you guys, it's just a spontaneous out, because I've been editing and I've got so much freaking content. I don't know what to do with it. Seriously. And I need to play different games. But yeah, there you go. What was I going to say? Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a day off. Tomorrow we got a lot to do, the wife and I. We've been doing some stuff today. But what I was going to say is, yes, I hope it was fun. I mean, here's a word of advice I want to give everybody. And I don't mean this in a nasty way, but take a better look at what's going on, what's being said. Because sometimes you will sit there in a stream and you'll listen to what people say, and you'll miss the most important part of it. All right. It's very easy done. It's very easy to, miss things. And the fact that what's the development, what everything that's developing now. It could be strategic, it could be deliberate on the crampon side and everything. But one thing I've noticed is that everyone who used to be on each other's lap, everyone who used to give it big lips and think that they were, the center of the world and everything else, look where they are now. Right? Because they can't get the attention that what they used to do from right at the beginning. Look what they're doing now. Yeah. This is going to come to a climax. This whole situation is going to come to a climax. And one thing that's for me is very important is that people stop giving these people money. Because what you're doing, you may as well just walk up to your bedroom window, take a handful of cash and just throw it out the window and leave it there and not touch it. Let if people see it, let them pick it up. There you go. If you're going to waste money, waste it in a way that's, you see the benefit from it. Like go to a homeless shelter, go to a soup kitchen, go somewhere where you can donate something. You two Aussie Aries, you take care, right? And you put your money to good use. You can get your car detailed, go and get your hair done, buy new clothes, do like a clean out of your house and, buy something that's worth buying. But don't spend your money, your well-earned money on anybody like this because you're not going to see any results from it. And if you've been following this for the whole period, then you should know. You should know better. So if you sit there and you give these idiots money, then you know better than they are. Because what you're doing, you're just enabling their behavior. And maybe some people already noticed it. Maybe some people have noticed it and don't care and they'll just throw their money where they want. That's entirely up to them. I have this one rule. You say it once, say it loud, and say it proud, and that's it. If you don't listen to it the first time, if you're not going to listen to advice the first time, why should I repeat myself? And to be perfectly honest with you, over the last year, I've been calling this shit out, and people have been calling me an arsehole. They've been calling me a liar. They've been saying I'm making shit up. But it's funny that I call it out, and then it happens. And then it's like, oh, yeah, you were right. Yep. Told you so. And get it cut. Gonna get a short haircut. And if Mypretty is still listening, we got lots of good stuff for Monday to come. So yeah, so look forward to Monday because that's going to be interesting. But obviously, people don't you have any questions whatsoever? This is really surreal. None of you got any questions whatsoever. Wow. None? And by the way, guys, Tug's live now, so if you want to jump in and go over to there, say hello from me. I try not to go in there as much anymore. Not that I don't care. I just, I just listen from the outside. Welcome to the human race, Squid. Actual fact, yeah. So on that note, if no one has got any questions, then I am going to slowly but surely call it. But here's one thing I want to say, guys. Never be angry or get frustrated about other people's actions. If you know that their actions are wrong, okay, you have the ability to walk away. If you don't walk away and you sit there and you take part in that, then Daniel, absolutely, yeah, not a problem. And at the end of the day, you have the ability to step away and remove yourself from that negativity, right? And just so you know, this is not going to go on forever. I'm not going to continue to cover this forever. I'm going to move on to other stuff. And I can assure you that, you know, the other stuff that I've got planned, you're going to like. Because you're actually going to come across people who you may have had an opinion about, but when you once get to know them, you'll find out that they are quite genuinely nice people. And some of them I speak to. Some of them are friends of mine, like Amogo, Squid, Eric, Mypretty. And there's other people out there who I've got to know. So look forward to the future, because this is not going to go on forever. Right? This is not going to go on forever. Because once this court case is done, right, you're going to see a lot of people disappear off the face of the earth. And that's unfortunately one of the things that's going to happen. But I'm not going anywhere. I doubt very much Amogo's going to go anywhere, or Squid's going to go anywhere. All right. You are David. You one thing about you, David, you wear your heart on your sleeve. And sometimes you should hide it from people, because people will take advantage of you. But you are a good person, David. I know that for a fact. And you've done me no wrong, so, you know. But you just don't and the thing is, you don't ever have to explain yourself to me. That's one thing. Right, anyway, on that note, guys. No, SMN. Oh, I got a private massage. Oh, I missed that. And I know a lot of people don't like what my opinion is. I get that. But have a guess what? I don't care what your opinion is about me. What you should care about is the opinion I've got of you. And you're welcome, Squid. Well, thank you very much for that, Gail. I appreciate that. You know. No, but anyway, guys, go pop off to the Tug. Go and enjoy his stream. He's live now, and I will be going later. But here's a bit of a, how can I put this? Here's a bit of advice I would give Miss Balls Lady and Stacey Northern, or Treasures, or whatever who you are. I don't care. Distance yourself from the crampons. Trust me. Because the longer you hang around, them, and well, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. You know. But anyway, guys, take care. Thanks very much for being here. Thanks very much for your support, and thanks very much for just hanging out with me. And on that note, yeet.
They go live every night selling drama on demand, with crampons sitting on their ass and dicky on hand. Fake tears falling, oh I'm just speaking truth, while they pocket super chats and exploit the loons. Gator rolls in trying to act real cool, but he's stirring up heat, breaking all the rules. Haters in a circle, all bark no bite, till Spawn Trooper drops and it flips on the light. Spawn Trooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawn Trooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Spawn Trooper, is weak with this one. Deuces in the mix, spinning lies for the stream. He acts like a king, but his throne's just a meme. Dodging all the questions with a scripted phrase, trying to fool the crowd, but he's just a face. Bones Lacker's got a seat at the front of the show, putting up a front, but got nowhere to go. Guano's hiding in shadows, throwing shade in the chat. They all act tough, but Spawn Trooper's on that. Spawn Trooper, he bring truth and facts to the land. Spawn Trooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Weak with this one. Now the people rise, no longer blind. The lies unravel, one stream at a time. Truth's not merch, it don't come in packs. And spawn troopers got receipts, not just attacks. He says turn off the feed, walk into the sun. This war for your mind, it's already begun. With clarity, blazing like a saber so bright. He leads the way through the digital night. Spawn troopers say, I see you playing, keeping up the show, spinning your stories, but the truth starts to flow. Your gators pull high like you're some kind of lord, but all you're doing is striking out with the faulty sword. You're no warrior, just a puppet on strings. Your fake crown don't mean a thing. The game's up now, you're out of move. Spawn troopers here to expose your grown trooper. He bring truth and facts to the land. Spawn trooper, he assesses the situation at hand. Spawn trooper, then he say the words, truth don't kneel to no one man. Spawn trooper, the force is weak with this one.
Truth will rise in the end, no place for deceit.
May grim unwind, get a whole group on. The force is weak with this whole bunch.